Hello and welcome to SoCal Prep Report with Eric Sattheimer of the Los Angeles Times. My name is Randy Roosevelt. And fortunately, thank goodness, prep football has returned, Eric.
Yes, what's exciting, I went out to a great game last week, Oaks Christian and Chaminade, 65-55, and today we got the guest from Roosevelt.
That's a quick transition, going from the Chaminade game at Oaks Christian.
I'm trying to help you here.
We are going to have the Roosevelt people on. It's going to be very nice. Their first-year head coach is going to join us. That's Ricardo Zepeda and his fine linebacker and offensive tackle, Ryan Quiros. Now that we got that business out of the way, let's talk about the Narbonne Gauchos. The Gauchos were terrific in the first week. They end up winning their 14th game in a row, going back to last year when they won their last 13 to win a state title. They went to Sarah to play the Cavaliers, and Manny Douglas's team won handily, 34-12.
I really think that Narbonne has a chance to go unbeaten this season if they can get Bass. Long Beach Poly coming up. Jalen Chapman, the junior quarterback, made a very impressive debut. But most importantly, Narbonne has the best set of linebackers around between Raymond Scott and Darian Butler and Anthony Pandy. And there's even a fourth one, Julian Lewis. So when they need him to come in, they can move Pandy back to defensive end. So it's really a great options for what they can do on defense.
Now, let's not dismiss their offense. You mentioned Chapman, who ran for 2 touchdowns.
I'm not dismissing their offense.
But I want to talk, too, a little bit about Cameron Denmark. He had 2 short touchdown runs of 3 and 6 yards. He's a very talented running back.
The offense has a long ways to go. The line is just learning how to block again. Chapman still has lots of talent, but he's learning how to play, doesn't know how to slide when somebody comes after him. He's got these little things that he needs to do, and he will. But fortunately or unfortunately, they have to play Long Beach Poly, and even Palos Verdes ahead is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, a challenging schedule for Douglas at Narbonne. But step 1, they pass that examination with a big win at Sarah. Another team from the city knocking off a Southern Section school was Banning. And the Pilots, in the last 13 seconds, got a touchdown pass. Miles Porter throwing the touchdown pass, and they beat North Torrance 19-12.
Great way to win because Banning has been pretty much a running team in recent years, and they had to run their 2-minute drill and to pull out the victory. Just a great job by Coach John Aponte. And also, you know, one of the unsung heroes was Joe Villarreal, the running back, because he made the block that enabled Porter to get rid of the ball with 13 seconds left. We always forget about the blockers that make things happen. Well, they had a blitz going, and he came through.
Angel Mendez is the one that caught that touchdown. Villarreal, by the way, ended up with 70 yards rushing the football. He was well over 1,000 yards last season. San Pedro's Corey Miller, taking over for Mike Walsh as the head coach, dropped a game to Downey. It was a very entertaining game, 27-21, the victory for Downey. But there was some bright spots for San Pedro. Again, Kai Canachero scores 2 touchdowns, 1 on offense, 1 on defense. He scooped and scored from 35 yards, but they just couldn't hold on at home.
You have to remember, San Pedro in years past have played weak opponents and won big. This was a very good opponent, so I think in the long run that's what they need to do to get ready for the Marine League.
And this week they'll play Roosevelt, so they'll be the favorite against the Rough Riders, and we'll talk about the Rough Riders in our next segment. Crenshaw, the Cougars, played a good team from Mission Hills, San Marcos, up near San Diego. 21-20 the Cougars fell. I know you were at the game.
Let me tell you, Randy, you have better hands than the Crenshaw receivers.
They dropped 7 passes, right?
At least. You have better hands than the Crenshaw receivers that I saw. It was sad for Dan Henley. He just kept trying and doing a great job. In the end, Mission Hills was able to win it, but they need to get their receivers to catch some balls if they're going to do better.
Remember the name Alan Cerna Flynn. He plays for Canoga Park. Ivan Moreno, his head football coach, says he's the real deal. He leads his team to a 22-20 victory over Taft, 220 total yards, 10 receptions, and an 80-yard kick return for a score.
I know him as Alan Cerner because he was at Kennedy last year as a top receiver, so he better be good now as he's at Canoga Park. And, yeah, that helps him a lot, along with the quarterback Dion. But I can't wait for that Kennedy-Canoga Park game at the end of the year because the Kennedy people are saying they're going to shut down their former teammate.
And a couple transplants from the city section lighting it up. One of them was Tiger Gosselin in a Moore Park victory. He throws 5 touchdowns. He's a transfer from Chatsworth as they take apart Canyon Country.
Well, we all know how good Tiger Gosselin is. He's a multi-dimensional player, and also came in Curitin from transfer from LA High, went to Lusinger. He's going to have a great year.
And he throws for 3 touchdowns and runs for another one in a Lusinger victory. All right, we're going to step out, talk Roosevelt Rough Rider football when we return right after this on SoCal Prep Report.
Exploring LA County's trails is now a click away. A mobile-friendly trail locator lets you discover all our county's scenic hikes. It features an interactive map that takes you inside the trail. From the elevation to the temperature, what you need to know is at your fingertips. Wondering if your dog, horse, or bike is welcome? It has that too. So discover some of LA's best-kept secrets and happy trails to you.
What's happening, LA? I'm Ariane Alexander. We have a long Labor Day weekend coming up, so we chose the best things to do for your friends and family. Check it out. The LA County Fair returns this weekend with your favorite rides, games, live music, and of course, fried Twinkies. Since its inception in 1922, the fair has provided a community gathering place where people can learn about California's heritage and enjoy traditional fair food, activities, and entertainment. It is the 4th largest fair in the United States, and you don't want to miss it. For special offers, check out lacf.com. Bring a picnic blanket and head over to the Autry in Griffith Park to watch classic movies projected in HD onto the largest outdoor movie screen on the West Coast. Some of the city's tastiest food trucks and local bands will be on hand. Plus, the event is dog-friendly. Come out this Saturday and watch Quentin Tarantino's newest Western film, The Hateful Eight. Come early as select museum galleries will be open before the film starts. For tickets, visit eatseehere.com. Britain's finest, one of the most authentic Beatles tribute bands, will close out the Manhattan Beach Summer Concerts in the Park series this Sunday. Bring your blankets and picnic baskets down to Pollywog Park and spend the evening listening to local live music and dancing with your friends and family. The event is free to the public. What a great way to relax and have fun this Labor Day weekend. For more, go to citymb.info. Summer's not over yet, and we'll keep bringing you the top events next week. I'm Ariane Alexander for What's Happening in LA.
We're talking Roosevelt Rough Rider football, the team from the Eastern League. Now, they lost a non-league contest to begin the season at a very good Fairfax. Lions beat them 42-10. Their head football coach in his first year is here, Ricardo Zepeda. Came from Whittier, and he's joined by an outstanding linebacker, also plays on the offensive line. Very good tackle. There he is. You see him, Ryan Quiros. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk about this opener. You lose, but it's a good Fairfax team that knocked you off. What did you like about your very young Rider football team?
I'll tell you what, they played the whole game. They didn't let up. I love the attitude and the effort that we played with. There was no let up from the first kickoff. Even though we got scored on the first kickoff, we made some mistakes. There was no let up from the kickoff really until the game ended. I think all of our kids played hard. They really tried hard, and it was evident on film.
Ryan, you like this group that you're playing with. They're young. You're a little bit older. You started last year. You're one of the leaders. How do you keep the young guys together? What do you say to them?
Well, I just tell them to keep their heads up. Anything that happens, just tell them to stay up, keep doing everything that you got to do, keep doing your jobs, and just go all out and just tell them to do your best. And I'm happy with that.
Ricardo, you're a Roosevelt grad. You know something about the history there. You know, the fans are pretty vocal and emotional, particularly about one game in particular, the Garfield game. Is that an important game for you?
It always has been. I mean, I grew up in the area. I went to elementary and middle school in the area. I was in middle school right across. We were the junior riders at Hollenbeck. So I was basically bred to be a Rough Rider. And I played in it my 3 years. Back then we have 9th grade in high school, so I played in it 3 years. So it's an important game to me, obviously. But now as a coach, all of our games are important. And all of our jobs as coaches and as players are important. And when I say all of our jobs, I tell the players all the time, they're not only responsible for being a football player, they're responsible for being students, they're responsible for being sons, they're responsible for being brothers. And we have to be able to fit all of that onto our schedule and try and be successful at all of that. If we can do all of that, at the end of the day, yeah, the Garfield game is important, but there are a lot of things that are more important off the field that I really want to bring back and create, which are some of the things I had when as a player with the coaches that I had. We had a lot of great off-field relationships, and those are things I really want to build and create within the team. That's going to last longer. What these kids do together, the friendships that they create, that's going to last longer than one Friday night.
Right.
And I want to make sure that we do that right. I think if we do that right, the end result is going to be what we want.
Right. And Ryan, you're playing linebacker. You used to be a tackle. What's been the big adjustment as far as playing linebacker?
Well, it's a lot of things going on during the game, so I have a little bit more pressure, but I try not to let it get to me. But I just try to do my job, trying to tell everybody what the play is and everything. So, yeah, it's
good learning experience.
Good learning experience.
You're doing a good job coaching him, correct?
Trying.
Hey, Ryan, you don't come off the field. I mean, what's that experience like? You're playing the offensive line at tackle. You're a linebacker on defense. You're playing on the specialty team. How do you continually have the energy for all 48 minutes?
Well, I mean, I just go to practice every day, try to run, try to do my best I can, and just try to eat right and try not to drink a lot of water the night before and the day when the day of the game is, so I won't cramp up or anything, so I just could be ready for anything.
One of the things, Ricardo, that you're doing is teaching them how to watch film and how to get something out of watching film, which is very important because everybody's got a computer or an iPad these days, but sometimes they don't use it properly.
Yeah.
Explain what you want your players to get out of film.
Well, one of the things first that I had to teach them is how, as a coach, at the college level, how I was taught to watch film, how I was taught to break down film. When you talk about personnel, formations, breaking down plays based on where they're run on the hash, and look at it that way. Sometimes the kids, when they watch film, you know, they're like fans. They're watching it for touchdowns, they're watching it for big hits, and if they're playing, they're watching themselves only to see what they can put on a highlight. What I want to teach them is how to watch the opponent through a coach's eyes. What does the formation look like? Where's the strength in the formation? Do they do things to the strength? Do they change their splits? Do they change the alignment of a fullback or a receiver to run a certain play? And when they start looking at that, I think they become better football players, because to me, this game has gotten so mental with everything you can do with the RPOs, the run-pass options, and just the different formations you could run or that teams are starting to run now. You have to be able to break that down. All of us, you know, one thing I tell them is every single team has the same amount of time to prepare. So if you have a lot of formations, you can't have too many plays. You know, you reduce the number of formations you have, you can increase your plays because the kids have less to remember of where to line up. So if we can pick up on any of those keys and cues, that'll help us. And I think that's why he's saying, you know, it got a little harder for him going from the D tackle to a linebacker, not necessarily the position change more than what I expect from the position.
Coach, other than Ryan, who are some of the guys that are going to get it done this year for the Roosevelt Rough Riders?
Jose Soria is a returning defensive end. He played defensive end last year. On film, he plays with experience. He knows what he's doing on the line. He knows how to protect the edge. He knows how to be aggressive on the edge. Another kid we have, it happens to be my nephew, Isaiah Cepeda. He was safety last year. He's playing corner now. He's also our running back.
What's that like, coaching your nephew?
It's fun. We always talked about it, you know, just messing around. You know, even when he was playing Pop Warner with the Wolfpack, with the Boyle Heights Wolfpack. And I had coached years ago. I had coached Wolfpack, and he always talked to me about the possibility of coming back. And, you know, even when the Roosevelt job opened up, that kind of didn't seem like it wasn't going to happen at first. So when it did, I was excited. I know he was excited, but sometimes you can't tell. He doesn't call me uncle on the field. He calls me Coach Cepeda.
Well, you got to have that respect.
Yeah. So,
Ryan, I know the team dropped the first game, and you got a tough game coming up with San Pedro, and then down the road San Clemente in a very difficult Eastern League. But I know you like this team. You think this team can improve and get better and win some football games.
Yes.
What do you like about this unit?
Well, just how their attitudes are. I like how they just are positive and they just keep their heads high, and how we all learn and help each other learn with what to do and everything. So we just, learn from each other. If someone messes up on a play or something, we just tell them, hey, just make it up right now, and they'll make it up the next play, and we just help each other out. And that's what I like about this team, that they help each other out.
Yeah, I know the coach said the Garfield game is just another game. What was it like for you to play in that game with 20,000 fans at East LA? I just can't believe for you as a player it was just another game last season.
Oh, I was really nervous in that game. I've never played in the varsity level, so when I was there, my first year in varsity, I was really nervous, but as soon as the game started, it just went off, and I just had to do my thing.
And Ricardo, you only coached one high school game, but are you finding it challenging because you used to coach at the college level?
Well, it's my first year as a head coach. I did coach at Roosevelt from 2002 to right about 2009 or 10, I want to say. So I've been there. I had been with Roosevelt before, and I've been part of the class, and I've been part of all that. So the only difference to me is I get to change things the way I see fit. I get to put players where I see fit.
Got to talk to the parents now.
Yeah, I've never had an issue talking. I've been teaching PE for 12 years, so I have no issues talking with parents and dealing with admin and all the issues that come up, whether it be on game day or during the season or preseason, off season. So I can deal with that. My thing was finding a group of coaches that can get along. We'll be on the same page. We know what we're doing. We know the expectations, and we're teaching that to the kids all at the same time.
Ryan Quiros, good luck in your senior year.
Thank you.
Coach, first year, I would imagine you'll have some great success down the road. We wish you the best.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
The Roosevelt Rough Riders. Got a tough year in front of them, some tough games, but we know one thing, they'll be well coached, and they play hard. You know who plays hard? Rich Estrella. He always gives us the insight to the CIF Southern Section. Rich?
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Southern Section edition of the SoCal Prep Report. I'm Rich Estrella, and today we are coming to you from California High School in Whittier, part of the Whittier Union High School District, and we're going to take a look at the latest and greatest stadium. This stadium is the state-of-the-art, brand new, latest facility built in Southern California. We're going to have Coach Jim Arnold take us on a tour, but before we do that, let's take a look at last week's scores.
All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard from last week. Let's take a look at some of the key games. It was Corona Centennial, the number 13th ranked team in the country, taking on one of Arizona's top teams in Chandler, Arizona. They are ranked number 10. Corona defeated Chandler 56-49. Not a bad game for a first outing for Centennial, doing well against in their second ball game. It was Mater Dei 63-14 over Bishop Vermont. Mater Dei currently ranked number 3 in the nation, tied with St. John Bosco. It was La Mirada 21, Orange Lutheran 14. Great to see the Matadors get a victory over a Trinity League opponent. Apparently some of the Orange Lutheran players were, doing a pregame preview thing, and they're kind of laughing at the Matadors being on their schedule. Well, it wasn't no laughing matter last week, as the Matadors again, 21-14 over Orange Lu. La Mirada, the defending state champions in the lower divisions, really shouldn't be on the field with Orange Lutheran, but they sure did take it to them. La Mirada currently ranked 77th in the country this week, so congratulations to the Matadors. St. John Bosco, 34-0 over Xavier of Cincinnati, Ohio. Xavier, one of the better teams out there, but Bosco just a little bit better this time around, getting the shutout. It was in a game you probably won't see much about anywhere. It was John Glenn 31 over Magnolia 19. This is a no-love club game. It's great to see John Glenn start off the season with the victory. It's been a while, so we'll keep hoping for good things for the Eagles.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm standing here with Jim Arnold, and Jim Arnold is the former head coach of California High School. And Jim, looks like you retired a year too soon. Look at this place.
Oh, Harry, I'm a little jealous. kind of killed me, yeah.
All this time, all the success you had, and this is what's grown out of it. It's fantastic
Couple
here.
years too early.
Jim's going to take us on a little tour of the stadium here. Of those of you that haven't ever been to, say, Pioneer Stadium or Cal High, they had the old stadiums built back in the mid-50s, man, and those things were creaking, man, and groaning.
Yeah, they were. They've been through a lot. It was a rough time out here.
Yeah, it certainly was. All right, so tell us about your facility here.
Well, I mean, it's a 7,000 square or 7,000 capacity. We have 5,000 that you can hold on this side, 2,000 on this side.
On the visitors?
The visitor side. The old stadium only held 5,000. Of course, we've got the new turf down, real nice turf, the all-weather track, and the nice thing is we've got a 9-lane track. All new weight room underneath. We've got new locker rooms underneath. It's actually a 22-acre facility that we've also cleaned up all of our baseball fields and the softball fields, so everybody seems very, very happy. But yeah, this is a gym right here. The stadium is really, really nice.
Isn't bond money great? I mean, to get things done, seriously, I mean, this is what this came out of. It wasn't like it came out of anybody's pocket.
It came from a bond measure that was passed in 2008, and it took a while. I mean, for the stadiums went last. They took care of a lot of the infrastructure on the schools, which was good. And then they did Pioneer, and we were actually benefiting from going second because a lot of things got fixed.
Yeah, usually when you're the first guy through, there's a few problems here and there, but you get them ironed out. And I noticed you got some nice air conditioning in these locker rooms, man.
Yeah, we were just in there. You were dying. It was
great.
It
was. It's 95 degrees right now. Well, we got a breeze going, but it's pretty warm today.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. The locker rooms are state of the art. You've got everything going on. The weight room is amazing, like I said, and hopefully, you know, it's something that the citizens of Whittier should be proud of. Yeah,
what's the price tag on something like this?
This whole project, I think, was right around $20 million.
That's it?
Yeah, well.
You didn't have to buy the land, though. That's the good thing. Otherwise, it would have been $100 million.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And they did a really good job. 14 months. In fact, I had a little bet going with our superintendent. I owe him dinner because they got done on time, and I said, no way. No way. Well, it was supposed to be El Nino, right?
That's
last
right.
Summer?
It didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so I lose. I lost.
It was all just a fable. All right, so let's talk about the facility. This is new to everybody. This turf. Give me your perceptions on this turf. You coach football for so long. You played on it. What do you think of the turf versus the grass?
Personal opinion?
Yeah.
I'll take grass any day.
Absolutely.
I
will too.
I'll take a good Bermuda field any day, like, you know, Fenway Park. I love the old stuff. But this is what everybody's going to.
Right.
And it's nice for wear and tear. It's nice for
maintenance costs.
Exactly. We got a great sprinkler system. In fact, our tech just wet it down before Luthera's out here doing their thing, so it keeps it cool. For wear and tear, I understand we need it.
So you're underneath the stadium now, you have facilities, you have buildings, you have snack bars, you got restrooms, you got locker rooms, you got meeting rooms. Tell us about the facilities underneath.
You know, well, I've already mentioned the weight room. That's kind of our gym. You'll see that in just a little bit. We have a concession stands, 3 door concession stands for our baseball and our softball field. We still have this one that was from one of the other bond measures that we're going to keep, and it's going to be the main football one, but we have those. We have the 2 locker rooms, which are really, really nice. Coaches will love that. Storage room, we have a coach's office where coaches are sharing, and desks in there and things of those nature. We've got places to put our track. You don't see any of our track equipment because it's all stored, which is really great. So yeah, we'll go through it and take a look, but it's quality.
First game is going to be when? First official game?
First official game is going to be this Friday, and it's going to be Sonora playing Whittier right here, Friday night.
Whittier get the first game in the new stadium.
Whittier gets the first crack, yeah.
All right, you cannot beat it. Tell us about the elevator too. You got an elevator going up there.
I haven't been up it yet, but I know it's.
No, we're going up it now.
Well,
we're going to go up there. These guys are going to shoot it.
We'll find Sunny and see if we can do it.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, congratulations on your facilities. You guys, it's been a long time in coming. All the facilities in Southern California appear to be aging, and it's good to see the Whittier Union High School District taking a lead. And actually, this is a beautiful facility. It's the greatest facility I've seen for high school football anywhere in a long time.
Yeah, like I said, the citizens of Whittier should be proud. They're the ones getting the bill, and they've done a great job. So we really appreciate and especially our athletes appreciate it.
Yeah, well, now it's time for you to go cut that price tag I saw hanging up the back of the stadium. You guys forgot to take that's bad manners there, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking with Jim Arnold over here at Cal High Stadium, and again, Jim, I'd like to thank you for letting us come into your house and have a look around.
Absolutely.
All righty.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take you out with the CIF Top 10.
Taking a look at the top 10, it's Centennial holding on to the top spot. We mentioned earlier they defeated Chandler last week 56-49. It was Bosco hanging on to the second spot. They had a big victory, as we mentioned earlier, against Cincinnati Xavier 34-0. Mater Dei stayed home, played Bishop Vermont. They are number 3, followed by Servite, Calabasas, Vista Marietta, Oaks Christian, Norco. Number 9 this week is Long Beach Poly, and they are followed by Hawkins of the LA City section. Key matchups this week, of course, the big game everybody's talking about in the country is the #1 team in the country, IMG Academy of Florida, is going to visit Southern California, and they're going to take on Corona Centennial this weekend. #1 going up against #13, probably one of the closest matchups you're going to see all year in terms of rankings nationally until Mater Dei and St. John Bosco mix it up. Speaking of Bosco, they will play La Mirada this week. Last year they raked the Matadors 76-8. Of course, Orange Lutheran, La Mirada got them last week, and that's a Trinity League foe. So we'll see how they were able to close the gap a little bit on Bosco, as once again they will meet at La Mirada Stadium. And hopefully, again, we mentioned they'll be able to close the gap on that 76-8 score. It'd be something if La Mirada actually won this game. They are currently ranked 77th in the country. And that wraps up the Southern Section edition. Join us next week for more in and around the CIF Southern Section.
I'd like to thank Coach Arnold for taking us around this place here at California High School. And join us next week here for the CIF Southern Section report. Send it back to the guys.
Certainly the big game this week is Narbonne on the road again, going to Long Beach Poly after the win at Sarah. Another challenging game.
Yeah, I was at last year's game that Poly pulled it out with the last drive. Narbonne players have not forgotten that. They're going to go out here and really play well. It's going to be a physical game. Both schools and players can really hit hard. I think it's going to come down to, again, lack of people need to not make mistakes, but Poly's going to have difficult time scoring against that great Narbonne defense. They're going to try and run the ball. They had 2 100-yard rushers last week in a win over Los Alamitos, but I give a little bit of an edge to Narbonne.
Yeah, but Narbonne has to be careful. McDonald, the quarterback who had the winning touchdown, is back, and he can scramble and run with the ball. All right, another big game, certainly in the city section, is Banning 1-0 going to Garfield, who's 0-1. Garfield lost to Alameda.
Well, all the city games are on Thursday this coming week, so this will be a good game. I'm going to try to get out there. I still think Garfield has a little bit of an edge. They played well against Alameda. They're only down 21-12 at halftime, but Banning is a tough team. They are an improving team. They're on the rise, and they have a very good running attack. So this is a toss-up game. It's Garfield's home game, so I would give them a slight advantage.
I don't disagree, but Villarreal and Moala are terrific running backs for the Pilots. How about this one? Hawkins, who's loaded. So many transfers, so many D1 guys. They won their opening game, but they're playing an Eagle Rock team. Pretty good. They got a victory in their first game.
Yeah, Eagle Rock will give them a good game. Hawkins, obviously, they have a lot of these great players who have college scholarships, but that doesn't make you a great team. It's about teamwork, and if they get other people complimenting them, yeah, they'll run away with the Division II title. The fact it's early in the year is good for Eagle Rock. They can maybe come up and surprise them, but I still think Hawkins will win.
How about Southeast and Carson? Now, Southeast took it to Gardena last week and scored 64 points.
Yeah, it's the first game for Carson, so Southeast already has a game under its belt. I think they can use that. They certainly will play well, but I think Carson has a little more talent and should pull it out.
J.J. Bellinger's a good quarterback for the Colts.
Yeah, he had a great freshman year, and now he's experienced, and he needs to get better because he's in that great Marine League with Narbonne and San Pedro and all the rest of the crew.
So quickly, which games are you going to this week?
I'm going to Narbonne and Poly. I'm going to Garfield and Banning. And on Saturday, I'm going to Corona Centennial and IMG Academy at Mission Viejo. I'm going to be busy. What are you doing? You're doing nothing.
I'm relaxing.
Yes.
I'm still recovering from the trip.
I'm going to be on driving.
The trip when I went to China. I'm still recovering.
I'm going to be driving so much. I'm going to be
relax. We're going.
How can I relax in the carpool lane?
Eric, go to the game.
Okay.
For Eric Schottenheimer, I'm Randy Roosevelt.
Are you going to drive?
No. Okay. See you next time, right here on SoCal Prep Report.